Please. Hey, everybody. It's me back at it yet again. Hold on, I just want to see. Okay, cool. Uh-oh. All right. All right. Cool. Now, it's kind of fucking weird to see myself on the cam. A little bit of a lag, but that's all good. Well, welcome back, y'all. I have uh I have this up so I know my audio and shit should be good. So, what I was saying is, man, if men were to stand up and say no more of this fucking bullshit, this world would be so much better. Our families will rejoice. It would be a good thing. But too many of us have fucking given up the dream. Too many of us have given up the ideal of true freedom. We allowed the narrative to be ripped away from us. We can't do this, we can't do that, which is horse shit. We can, but it would take all of us to do it. And it would be a beautiful thing. Like I said, then you wouldn't have to wait to die to enjoy a piece of the fucking pie. That's what the old folks are talking about, pie in the sky, man. You're sitting here praying, looking up, nothing but pie in the face. You got to understand, there's, in my book, now I know there's a lot of people who don't agree with me, but there's nothing wrong with being spiritual. There's nothing wrong with being religious. There's nothing wrong with either of those, as long as you do it properly and you're not using it to abuse your neighbor. Oh, you don't believe like me? I gotta kill you. No, no, that's where I have to say, no, you're wrong. I mean, obviously, whatever God you serve, if it's a true God, you would think that it would deal with people the way it wants to deal with people. It doesn't necessarily need you to go out and kill this motherfucker because it should be able to do a Thanos snap, bam, and motherfuckers are dead. But apparently that's not how it works. Now, we have to get armies together. We have to go and kill the fucking heathens and infidels, blah, blah, blah. And it's bullshit. Once you have to start killing motherfuckers because of your ideology or because, other than like for military reasons, like you're attacking a country attacks you, that's what it is. Okay. But I'm talking about on a citizen level, where, you feel that this family here, they may be worshiping a different way than you, and you want to go and hurt them or something like that. That's retarded. You know, I mean, the thing is this. Right now, everyone's kind of semi cool with it because it's so called Christians running the show as far as the religion scene in America. But what happens when they lose the numbers and it becomes Satanists or it becomes Muslims or it becomes, I don't know, the spaghetti, one eye spaghetti monster people? Don't you see the inherent danger to that? I know a lot of my Christian brothers and sisters won't give a shit, but I do. I do. Because until you come to this realization, the first, there was humans here before the first line of the Bible, Quran, or any holy book was ever written. There were people here. So once these books come into existence, now all of a sudden those people don't exist. Those people don't even matter. It's all about these books. And think about this here. Boy, if you were able to go back in time and lie to people and have them put that down in a book, guess what? That lie will carry on and carry on and carry on. You don't even have to say it. These motherfuckers will be repeating that on down the fucking line. All right. Now, yesterday, where I stopped off with my last video, I was bringing attention, I believe. Well, we talked about Task Force Badger. Okay, Badger. We talked about that. Oh, it was the end times. The end times. Look, that's where I was. It was where I was at. The danger, if you ask me, about desiring for the end to this world, an end to the society, an end to humanity, is that because you desire it, eventually it will come to be. I can write this shit down on a paper towel or chisel it out in stone. It don't matter. As long as you believe it, it will be. I had an opportunity to meet a man in South Carolina at a business function back when I was respectable and a businessman. People who wish, yeah, they do. They wish death on everybody. But this businessman said the most profound thing and stuck with me to this very day. Fuck it, I name drop him. His name was Larry Winters. Okay. He said, all of the power on earth is in our words. I mean, to the average motherfucker, they don't understand what the fuck he was saying. I get it. Everything, good, bad, indifferent, it starts from here. Do you think when Einstein went out to Bohemian Groves and they started to, many folks who wish that ain't right. 100%. Yeah, they're not. Um, when he went out to Bohemian Groves, and that's where they first started developing the concept for atomic weapon. They talked first, and then they put the shit down on paper, and then they took the shit over there to the mill, and they started making the damn bomb. I'm telling you, we can use this power to our advantage. We say things, they do have a tangible effect in reality. Hey, Curtis D, what's up, brother? You know, life and death is the power of your tongue. You speak, edify, or curse. Yes, sir. Yes, Zero. Yes, you're right. That's what's. Listen, don't you find it kind of odd that in America, you can't make terrorist threats, right? Because, for obvious reasons. I don't want to have to go down to a post office worrying about some clown out here saying he's going to do something there, right? I get it. But yeah, in America, a motherfucker can run around here calls you nigger all day long, says he's gonna kill you. And even if you have the balls to call the police to report, say the cops are gonna come and say, "Oh, he has freedom of speech." Don't you see the play? I mean, as long as it seems, as long as it being directed towards, people that they perceive are powerless, it's all gravy. But heaven forbid someone speaking crazy. Like, for instance, I should pull it up actually. Some black woman and a black dude actually went to jail on YouTube. I guess they were making terrorist threats against cops or against the government too, or whatever. And they got rounded the fuck up, and they were actually in the orange uniform in court. You know, I'm no fool. I see the play. What the person was drunk that night? What if they were high? What if they were drunk and high? You know, what the fuck? But yeah, Michael, Mike, what's up, brother? Well, I'm glad, brother. We need all the fans we can get. Seriously. You know what I'm saying? Because what we're up against, folks, and this is why, and I'm going to go on the record right now. I'm a huge fan of people having a lot of kids. And people, oh, you're fucking crazy. Even Mark freaked out. Even though I was drunk when I said it, I still mean it. I'm sober right now. I'll tell you the same thing. Because none of us are clairvoyant enough to understand what's coming down in our future. When we're sitting here, oh no, we just want little. Well, look what's happening to the mainstream. I'm here from Mark for Anaheim interview. Oh yeah, that was a crazy ass interview, Curry. I could not even believe I just called up Mark and he just answered the call. Man, that was fucking awesome, dude. I mean, it's really late now. I really can't call anybody. I mean, but check this out, Curtis. The next big show I'm gonna have will be Professor Jason Nichols with Jane Elliott. You might have known her from the Blue Eye Brown Eye experiment. She's a very well known educator. She's been on Oprah Winfrey show. You know, very awesome woman. I call her my cousin. She calls me her cousin because honestly, guys, we're only what 33 people away from being cousins, all of us. That's why we basically only, there's only one race, the human fucking race. And unfortunately, you know, uh, the guys, what, in the 1600s invented the white race, and the rest is so called history. Listen, I know there's pieces of shit out here in reality. Really, I do. I do understand that there's murderers, there's rapists, there's child molesters, there's thieves, there's swindlers, and everything in between. But at the same time, except for the rapists and the pedophiles and shit like that, because honestly, if you ask me, there's no excuse for that shit. A murderer, a thief, there could be straight up economic reasons why those individuals do that. I only say that because that means that there is some hope to redeeming those people. Not a big fan of Jane Elliott because of her history with the cows. Context of White Supremacy. Show host by Gus T. May not be given names. Um, hold on. What does cow stand for, Curtis? I don't know. I don't know what cow stands for. I mean, I'm assuming that she was on somebody's show, and those crickets in the background making me sleepy, brother. I know, man. Hey, look, I make no. I live out in the country, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like tomorrow, I'm gonna go out to my bro's house, and we're gonna be popping off a few rounds. I might put down videotape to go along with the bug out series. You know, maybe even break down the gun, show everybody how to clean them properly, how to put them back together, and all that good shit. But dude, I'm a country boy, dude. I lived out here in the country all my goddamn life. I mean, I have no problem with it. Best place, grow your own food and eat fucking right, buddy. Cows in context of white supremacy. The library is on YouTube and all over the internet. You can type her name and cows, James Elliott plus cows on Google. All right, I will check that out. I would definitely, seriously, I would check that out. You know what I'm saying? Um, Dude, right now, like outside this window right here, I planted them fucking late, dude. But I got like these bell peppers growing. I got fucking tomatoes. I got fucking uh, onions, potatoes, cucumbers, green beans. I even got a pumpkin over here growing. And then I got like rosemary, thyme, um, fuck, and some other little herbs over there. I try to grow as much, and none of my food has any pesticides on it. I let the animals eat whatever. They don't eat at all. But, I don't spray shit. I don't put fertilizer in the ground. You know what I'm saying? I'm just straight old school with it. So, honestly, and this goes back to the survival thing that I always preach about. I really do because, you know, Mark's not the only one warning us about the Civil War coming. There's a lot of other people. Watch out for the honey badger. Yeah. Honey badger is a bad motherfucker. My wife made me watch that goddamn video. I cannot stand that dude's voice. I'm like, oh, this is so cringy, man. But the video was fucking funny. I'm thinking about moving outside the city just so I can learn how to survive off the land. Right now, I'm stuck in the city. Damn, dude. God damn it. See, this is what I'm talking about. We need to help brothers like DT get the fuck out, man, before it's too goddamn late. You know, DT, check this out. Um, I don't know what city you're living in, right? But please, brother, go to your Google, all right, or not Google, but yeah, Google Earth, okay. Find your fucking house, all right. And what I want you to do, and you got to use your eye. I want you to find three things: the nearest railroad tracks, any type of man-made drainage for water or a major sewer route, or high tension wires. When happens, your best route out of town will be the railroads. Walking along the tracks is clear of the debris and you can move kind of quick. It will be the sewers. Like if you had like here in St. Louis up there, they have River de Pere. It's a huge like basically ditch that takes you from inner part of the city all the way out into the river, and then uh, high tension wires. High tension wires will take you from the city to the power plant, which is usually located by a river. And when I say once you get down there by the river, you commandeer your ass a boat and you get the fuck on out. Okay, I'm in Chicago. The violence here, many think the cops are doing it. Examples of murder. Well, yeah, we had said that. They got those suits, okay? That oh, you're welcome, DT. That can make you look like a brother, a black man, okay? When I was out in California, back when I lived out in La Jolla, and I was a big time marketing director, yippee fucking yay. But I actually had an opportunity to talk to a police detective, okay? He told me, and he was a police detective up there in Sacramento. He said only 20% of the murders that occur, they actually produce a suspect. And out of the 20% that they actually produce a suspect, he said something like 8 to 15% of them actually gets prosecuted. And I mean, that actually goes to jail. There could be all kinds of shit that happens. Now, you can sit here and tell me that this was back in what 2005, 2004, okay? That this detective told me this, okay? And I'm sure the numbers ain't much better now. So if we can only get 20% out of 100%, we can only get 20% of the suspect to a trial. And out of those 20% that we get to trial, only like 15% to 8% of them actually go to jail for said crime of murder. How can motherfuckers sit here and say black folks are killing black folks in Chicago? What, the ethnicity for real of the 80% that we have no idea who the fucking perpetrator is? See, when you start breaking down shit like that, those little far right talking points just go to the fucking wayside because they know they're talking shit. Look, it's just like Dr. Needley Fuller told us, man. It doesn't matter how nice you are, it doesn't matter how kind you are, it doesn't matter how religious you are. When you're dealing with hateful white folks, the crime that you're truly guilty of is just the crime of having this beautiful melanated skin. That's it. That's it. You know? And yes, I said black is beautiful, white's beautiful, Asian's beautiful, Latino's beautiful. Humanity's straight up beautiful. We all are. But once again, it's only because hateful people are running this show. All right? Hateful people who, in many ways, are jealous. Are jealous. All right? I mean, before my dear mom passed away, man, old girl was so smart. She said it like this, and I never found a better way of saying it. Number one is always scared of number two. Period. Number one is always scared of number two. Because you're scared that number two is going to do a maneuver, come up, and treat you like you was treating them. I'm saying we're all number one. Speaking of Neely Fuller, Junior, he was 10 times visitor on the cow. I really want to hear your opinion of Jane Elliott after hearing a few. Well, see, the funny thing is, Curtis, I've actually interviewed Jane Elliott like, damn, basically 4 times. 2 times YouTube, for whatever reason, when I posted a video, they took it off. It just the fuck appeared. But she's been on Special Report, I know 2 times, and she's been on the other morning show at least once. Inferiority complex, not superiority. That's why it's not white supremacy. It's white inferiority. Yes, of course. You know the reason why it was truly white supremacy? Because then the genetics would not lie. What did Mark tell us Friday? You had a black man with a white woman, black baby. You have a white woman or a black woman with a white man, black baby. You have a black man and black woman, black baby. The proof's in the goddamn pudding. That's why you always need to be suspicious of motherfuckers talking about keep the races separate. Because at the end of the day, that only benefits the genetically weak party. If you're not genetically weak, fuck who the fuck you want to fuck. That's just the reality. As long as they're human. Now I am pro fucking human only. You know, I'm not into fucking aliens or dogs or cats or trees or anything stupid like that. But human on human is what it should be about. And guess what happens when we start behaving like that? Oh, genetic annihilation, Zero. Isn't that how the Normans conquered the Saxons? You know, basically the Vikings, old Britain. They actually said, you know, they knew there was too many of the Britons to kill. So what did they do? They said we're gonna fuck them out of existence, and that's exactly what they did to the ancient Britons. The Normans came down and fucked they. Well, first they conquered them with the sword, then they fucked them out of existence. Dr. Francis Cress White. Yes. Oh my God. You know what? There's only two regrets I kind of have as far as the show's concerned. One regret, I did not know about uh, Dr. Uh, Welsing, Francis Cress Welsing, before I did the show. I didn't know that she had already passed away. I've seen a few of her videos out, and you know, all I can say she's a beautiful woman. Uh, you know, people might not understand where she's coming from, but I totally get it. And the other one, I had talked to a buddy of mine, and he actually gave me Dick Gregory's home number. I had Dick Gregory's home number in my fucking hand, but I never did call Dick because I just kept putting it off. I'm like, oh, I'll just wait. I'll just wait. She debated Dr. William Shockley in 1983 on eugenics and deep. Fucking right, man. You know, eugenics is only for those. I met Dick 4 times. Dude, then you're a fucking lucky motherfucker, man, Zero. To actually be, you know, even though he grew up, like, the funny thing about it, my mom knew of Dick Gregory because apparently he lived up there off of Clare Avenue in St. Louis when he was younger, up there in the city. So she kind of knew him, like, kind of from the neighborhood. She also knew Tina Turner. She actually went on to East St. Louis when Tina Turner used to be back this way with Ike, and she knew her too. But you know, the thing about it is that these are people that are like, you know, to me, you know, a lot of people can say whatever they want to say about Dick Gregory, but he was like such a wealth of information that, you know how you've been to some lectures and the motherfucker's boring as fuck. And the fried, you're like, oh my god, man, when will this shit be over so I can get the fuck out of here? But Dick Gregory, I could listen to that man all day because he keeps you engaged. He keeps it real. He keeps it funny. Because honestly, what we're up against, folks, if we don't laugh, we are surely gonna fucking cry, and we rightfully so. You know. Wait, in this time in history, whites are supreme because they outsmarted the non-whites by the lies they perpetrated in all 9 areas of people's activities. Well, you know, I mean, I see what you're saying, Zero, but I understand what Kurt is saying as well. You know, outsmarted. You know, when you say outsmarted, you mean having people believe that you're something you're not because you have a gun. You know, most of the so-called power, and even Mark fucked me up the other night. When we peel back the layers, it all goes back to killing. The motherfucker was able to roll up with some ships and some cannons, blow some motherfuckers up, and take shit. You know. Now you say yes, that's definitely smart. It takes engineering or devious mind to make basically machines of death. You know what I'm saying? But at this point in time, that could be the downfall of shit as well. I often like to say, you know, that the continent of Africa has no nuclear weapons on it. No nation in the continent of Africa, as we speak today, has nuclear weapons. But why is that? Well, I get you. I get you, Zero. The gun is the equalizer back in the 1700s. But yes, they used to have 8 nuclear devices. But as soon as Mandela came to office, the UK came right down there and took those 8 devices back to the UK. So they have no more nuclear bombs or anything. And that's what I'm saying. The gun is not so much the equalizer nowadays. It's the nuclear, thermonuclear, hydrogen bombs. Those would be the equalizer. And right now, the only brown countries that has them is what? Um, India and China, or not? No, India and Pakistan. And China. I guess but some of those Chinese are kind of white as well. Whites are not superior physically, DNA, genetically, etc. They are inferior, but the system of white supremacy, aka, yeah, white supremacy, is dominating right now. The system is supreme over non-whites. Can I argue with that, Curtis? Because there is a hierarchy, and unfortunately, a lot of races want to fall into that hierarchy. Okay, but even that can be changed if we change our minds. All right. I mean, just like, yeah, I know this goes against the political narrative. Not all black male are gangster. Not all black males are urban. Not all black males are athletes. Not all black males are yeah, it is predictive programming. You're absolutely right, Zero. Not all black males are mean and hostile and aggressive. All right. But just like Zero just said, predictive programming. They've done programmed you on this motherfucker that that we're all violent, that we're all evil. You know what I mean by that, guys. Evil. Not that we're saying we're worshiping devil, but just by mere fact that we're black, we're like superhumanly strong and we're gonna hurt people and shit. That's just bullshit. Just like the lies that Alex Jones is pushing about the Boers and Afrikaners in South Africa being murdered and shit by the EFF, which is bullshit lies. All right, because once again, you know how the fix is in when you're dealing with folks like Alex Jones. Whenever you hear, hey, look, and this will be shit he would say, I don't mind, guys. People from Europe coming to America, because they share our same values and our tradition and history of freedom. But you get these socialist guys from these third world countries, and they're just gonna come in and turn it to shit. That's a easy way, a damn near slick way of saying, I don't mind white folks coming here, but all you black and brown folks stay the fuck out. I agree, they are inferior, straight from ISIS for papers. Yep. Skin is the uniform. They don't take Alex Jones off the air. Didn't they take Alex Jones? Well, or is he back on? For one, his main channel or whatever's off YouTube, right? But there's still tons of people uploading the shit. And he still has his InfoWar deal, all right? The only reason why they did Alex Jones is to really energize the cringe group that's really just, well, look, there's a guy, and he ain't much better. His name's Mark Dice, okay? Like I always do, I troll through everybody's shit. And I came up, this was like several years ago. I came across a little video from Mark Dice, and it was concerning Alex Jones' reaction to the death of JT Reddy. You can Google that name, JT Reddy. He was a white nationalist, aka racist supremacist, I believe from Arizona. Basically, what Mr. Reddy did was he was having some issues with his girlfriend and her daughter. So he took it upon himself to kill the girlfriend, kill the daughter, and then kill himself. And Alex Jones on the show, oh my God, this patriot, all this blah blah blah. I'm like, this guy wasn't a patriot as far as I'm concerned. Because if you're racist, dude, you can't really be. Look, I will always say this: the concept of America is a great ideal. The way it's been implemented, it has been pure shit. All right, the ideal of freedom, the ideal of religious freedom, the ideal of being able to talk the way you want to talk and purchase land. Those are all great notions. But the way this shit has been implemented and perpetrated on us has been shit. So yeah, hold on. Uh, didn't yes, he does steal from Mark. And honestly, I'm not trying to sound like ooh creepy or nothing, but I had a weird phone call about 2 weeks ago. Okay, and if anyone knows me, man, dude, you call me, I ain't the guy that's gonna hang up, dude. You're gonna hang up on me. I don't hang up. I'm not a bitch like that. I look at it like a man pissing contest. Well, this cat claimed to have been from a agency, and he was basically telling me that we're being monitored. Like the show's being monitored, and I was like, I kind of knew this already, but it's kind of creepy, because the guy had a very, I'm a very audio person. It's like I can hear shit, and it's like, ugh. So I already know. I already know the NSA's watching me. Fuck, I had on Wayne Madison, the fucking NSA fucking journalist guy, talked all about the Jewish mafia and all this shit. I've talked to some pretty intense folks, not to mention Mark from Anaheim or fuck, But then I have my, I would consider, good solid folks as well. Host, not the concept of America, the concept of the United States of America. Yes, yes. I'm. You know what? I'm not perfect, and I'm working on it. I, all my life, America, America, America. But you're absolutely right, and I want to go on the record. It's the United States of America because if I'm disingenuous when I say America, because that would mean from the tip of Alaska all the way down to the tip of South America. So, yes, this is the United States of America to which I was talking about. And honestly, I wish there was I know this sounds, now this is fairy tale, but I wish there was kind of like a reset. Like everyone gets to fucking go wherever the fuck they want to go out on the planet. And we just kind of start it all off from there. I mean, if I don't know if any of you brothers heard of Dan Calloway. Dan Calloway. Please look him up on YouTube. Dan Calloway. He really goes in hard on true Native Americans. They were copper colored people. They weren't, and Mark even explained this to us. The whole ideal of the red man comes from them scalping them and the blood. And I feel so sorry for any human being that had to endure this, but the blood from the scalping uh, basically, colored their or dyed their skin red. That's fucking horrible, man. Look, I'm not gonna even sit up here and suggest, and I'll tell you straight up, you know, what this nation has done to a lot of dark people is fucked up. You know, once again, I go back to Mark. He hit me with a real question. He goes, because I knew I was drunk, dude, and I was on the America Great Kick or United States of America's Great Kick. I get it, okay. But once again, dude, some rule, man, fuck. But I was drunk, and and I said a couple of things, and he's like, "Well, you tell me one country that America's attacked that wasn't that didn't have white folks in it or Christians." Or no, that did have white folks and Christians in it. All right. Name me one country that the United States of America has attacked within recent history that the population was like white and Christian. Dude, there's not one. I literally, and I actually, this morning, actually tried to find one, just out of curiosity. I'm scared to drink. You'd be very scared, Curtis. Be very that shit. And not only that, people don't understand. Not only do I drink the old fucking still, but I also drank whiskey on top of it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pounding down these hardcore beers, and on top of it, I'm pounding down whiskey. Dude, I was just happy to be able to talk and everyone understood what the fuck I was saying. I was pretty fucking hammered. But that's no excuse. You know what I'm saying? If I said something incorrect or fucked up, I'll stand up and say, "Hey, I was wrong." That's a beautiful thing about being a human. I'm not limited to that whole thought process that I'm fucking perfect, because I know I'm not. I'm not perfect at all. I'm just as imperfect as the next guy. It's just that I do have certain things in me that seeks justice for all, liberty for all, and I'm not going to be shut up on that. I mean, I understand. Trust me, I do understand how frustrating it is, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, to put it in perspective, dude, about this time last year, I'm sitting on this porch right here, and a car drove by, yelled out, "Fuck you, nigger. I'm gonna kill you, nigger." And they yelled that shit at me, just like that car just passed by. And I was holding my brand new baby at the time. My dad, who was a Korean War veteran, was over here, and I was just talking to him about some family stuff. And they came through and said that shit. Yeah, I got enraged. I got I was pissed the fuck off. You know what I'm saying? Still pissed off about it, to be honest. You know, these little fucking cunts, you want to talk about, people want to talk about Kaepernick kneeling. Oh, he's disrespecting. Well, these motherfuckers disrespecting me, and they disrespected a fucking veteran. For those who don't know this, my father's black as well. So when he said, "Die, you niggers," he was talking to both of us. So that's why, I it's hard. It truly is hard to try to justify, and that's why I don't actually, some of the wicked shit this country's done. That's why I always say we have to fix what we got. Because if not, then this motherfucker will be destroyed again, and it will be reset from fucking zero, and we're gonna do all this stupid shit again. You got the evangelicals right now trying to use the Jews' homeland to make this fucking caliphate against the Muslim pop off. You have the Jews sitting there who aren't even the fucking real Jews. They're Ashkenazi Jews, meaning that they're converts from Europe, and the true Semitic Jews. That's why I laugh when I always hear, "Oh, stop being anti-Semitic." How the fuck can you be Semitic when these motherfuckers aren't even Semitic people? All right, the real Semitic people, the Black Hebrew Israelites, the real Semitic people, the Black Jews in Ethiopia, when they go back to Israel, they get discriminated against based on race. If you don't believe me, watch my show I did last night. I pull up the video so you can see the shit. You see, it's just not me. That's just the way it is. And this is not just in the United States. Dick Gregory said, "Recess is over, brothers." Yes. Yes, he did. And I really wish people would understand what the fuck he meant by that. We keep on playing, we keep on clowning. These motherfuckers are watching every move we're doing, people. We keep on, we keep on, we keep on. Instead of actually making outlays and forming a coalition. Because the last time I fucking checked, when the Civil War was fought, the first one in this goddamn country, and it was fought over slavery. I don't give a fuck. I'm not even going to argue that point. Y'all know what I'm talking about. There were white men in that Union Army kicking the shit out of those Confederates. Now, I know it's unpopular to say, but it is the truth. Not all white people are pieces of goddamn shit. Just like not all black people are thugs. Just like not all Asian people are mathematical wizards. And I want to get to that happy medium where people realize it's in our collective interest to band together, not based upon race, but to based upon ideology. That's what really makes a nation. It's not what you look like, motherfucker, it's what you think. And I'll be real, man. As long as motherfuckers on the same wavelength as me, I really don't have no problem with their so-called race. But if they're on that funny shit, and that funny shit, man, there ain't no future in that. I can't deal with them. I won't harm them, but I won't associate with them either. You know what I'm saying? Oh fuck! What the hell is happening, man? My shit's coming, it's going. I see the chat room, I don't. What the fuck? You know, I wish for 1 second. I wish just for 1 second I could do a show without being fucking molested, without my fucking shit being fucking, weird fucking shit. At this point, I don't think blacks can align with whites until racism is over. I see your point, man. Wait, Mark said these key words: get right with God, stop putting your business on the internet, and start loving your family. But all Chinese do no kung fu. Well, I have to agree with that. Stop putting your I think of people's personal business. Let's say that I went out to fuck it, wherever, fuck it, McDonald's. Let's say I went out to McDonald's tonight, right? I'm sitting up here in McDonald's on my phone. Hey guys, look at my cheeseburger. Look, nobody wants to hear all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Nobody. You're suggesting Chinese do all that and betray them. They just no kung fu as they fly. My thing is with the Chinese though, what people don't realize, and I think many of us don't realize, but once again, a lot of them are racist as fuck towards us. I mean us. I mean black folks. They are. I don't know. Maybe when old boys were back in during World War II times, they're like, "Oh man, those black folks did this, that, and the other." And then they come over here and they see the news. I mean, just think about it, brothers. Just think about it. Let's say that you had no idea what black people are truly like. Seriously, let's say that you're from another fucking country. All right, you're not even black. You're just another guy. Okay, you come to America, and the only images of black folks that you're basically exposed to is what you see on Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, your local news station. Be honest, guys. What type of opinion would you have of black folks? It's not going to be a fucking pretty one because of some fucked up propaganda. I've said it before and I say it again. The reason why they go so hard on us is before they kill us, they have to kill our character. You know, before you kill anybody, you have to kill their image first. Yes, they're still going to sense that Negro spirit inside with that. Well, that's funny you said that. I'm gonna say a story after this. And not just Chinese, but Koreans too. Any part of the world with Western tech is likely to. Yes. All right. Now let me tell you this funny story. When I was in California, right? Um, I just got laid off from the um, being a marketing director. Okay, it was after 9/11. Shit turned south. It was hard to book events and shit. So I called up fucking Home Depot. All right, called up the HR. Talked to a dude on the fucking phone, man. Talked to this motherfucker on the phone. It's like, sure, come on down, man. We'll get your application and shit, man. I walked down there. The And this was in this is when I had to leave Encinitas, so I moved up to Oceanside, California. I went in there, and the motherfucker looked at me, and he goes, and I don't think he understood what he said. He goes, "Oh, you're not what I expected." Now I played it off because I needed goddamn money. I knew exactly what he was saying. All right, and I've had this shit has happened before on the phone. For some reason, I don't understand why, but a lot of people feel as if I'm white, or they think I'm white. And I used to get this a lot back in the day. But then when they see me, holy shit, this guy, no, hell no. So it's the thing with me is, look, you guys know the story of Tarzan, right? Tarzan grew up in the jungle, blah blah blah. You know, well, I'm the reverse of that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, we went to the city. My dad was a preacher. We went up there all the time for church or whatnot. But up until I became like 16, I was able to drive and get the fuck out. Workplace racism, Home Depot. It did. Oh God, let me tell you. Not only were those cunts racist there at Home Depot, they were sexist as fuck. They fucking straight up the managers, like the little assistant managers and shit. Man, those motherfuckers try to fuck every bitch up in the damn store, dude. Straight up. Research the Malaysian people with blonde hair. Well, but think about it though. But think about it. Some of that blonde hair and blue eye shit you're seeing is interbreeding that went down hundreds of years ago. Straight up. Because don't forget, blonde, blue eyes, what you just wrote there, is a lack of melanization. That's all it is. They lacking melanin. That's why they have that shit. So, therefore, when that guy came through on the boat and fucked great, 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 great grandma, and yeah, granted, um, she didn't fuck her brother, and she fucked other men, but those genes got in that native populations now. So now, don't be shocked when you see these weird combos being expressed in future generations. That's the same thing with the Black Irish, or the Spaniards with the Moors, or the Sicilians with the Moors. All right, that melanin was injected back into them. That's why some of them have brown eyes and dark hair, dark skin. People have been, you know, people have been trained DNA for a hot minute now, for a hot minute, and that's why it's so retarded that as a group of people we're still stuck on stupid with this shit. They bleach. Wait, shit. Shit, they skin blacker than me, and we possess all the color shade. Except, yes, in my eyes right now, these eyes right here, they're like brown on brown. You can't even see my iris at all. It doesn't matter. I mean, you can't unless I really get into the light. But I got green, I got blue, I got all of it right there. All right. This hair, it's kind of damn. This motherfucker, I can't see hardly no gray in this motherfucker. But anyhow, this hair has brown, has red, has blonde, has auburn, has all that shit in it. All right. But the reality is we're still fucking human. I wish an alien invasion would hurry up and come and hit this motherfucker so that these dumb sons of bitches will realize, fuck, goddamn, we're just humans, huh? It's us against them. I'm like, yeah, free. Well, I'm about ready to stop cutting my hair altogether. I'm about done with that shit. You're also reading some information about the Thule Society, okay? Thule Society was a German secret society, or quote unquote, let's just say um, exclusive society, predominantly dealing with women. All right. That's why you saw Madame Blavatsky with the long ass hair. And they believe that the hair, and a lot of Rastafari's believe this as well, that the hair is sort of like our antennas, and it tunes us in with the higher frequencies of the universe. Okay. Wait, might as well get crown rolls, corn rolls. Oh, got you, brother. I was there in June. Dude, the thing is, man, is that if we would stop with this God blessed infighting shit, then just think how far we can come along, man. Just think how much better the world would be. Because last time I checked, dude, I mean, I would fall, I would really buy the whole race ideal if uh, so-called different races could not actually procreate and make a baby. You know what I'm saying? If, this person's white and this person's, Hispanic, they try to fuck, it didn't work. Okay, then there's some sort of separation there, you know. But one thing I'm not going to sit here and tolerate, and I cannot tolerate it, is that we're supposed to be separated. I mean, this okay. Let's put it like this: the Vatican right now has a library up underneath it. All right, in this library, it has all the secrets, right? So, hold on one second. So what I'm saying is, you do know, like, um, when the Spaniards hit South America, these people over here were waiting for these people like they were their saviors, right? They said a white boy came through years and years ago, taught them how to do a couple of things, and then he left and he said we returned. And those folks thought that what Valdez and the boys were the same. I'm sitting here telling you guys there were Catholic missionaries that went out throughout the world, all right, prior to the 1492 selling shit, all right. What these guys did was pave the way so that when white folks got to that point to hit that region, they already were familiar. That's why you had the dude up there in Jamestown that could speak perfect English. So that when those English people were about ready to freeze to death, that motherfucker come out the woods and, no, you guys need to do this. And that's how they was able to survive. Everyone's everyone always fails to see the obvious. If we was watching human history on like a movie platform, we'd be like, man, these people are fools. They don't see how this is connected to that, which is connected to this. Secret Archive Catacombs, right? Yes. Yes, that's exactly what it is. Heard the same thing from, damn it, fucking mosquitoes, man. I don't even understand how the fuck they're getting in here. But the thing is, guys, there used to be a rap song, "Ain't no future in the front," and there ain't. You know. Now you can say, the people were dumb or whatever. I would say naive. Okay, naive. You know, and that shows you the beauty. That just shows you how loving and beautiful melanated people are. Because most of us, even to this day, will still. I mean, there's just a fraction of a fraction that's truly militant and really want to do some uh, Khalid Abdul Muhammad type shit. There's very few of us, all right, that would actually do that. The overwhelming majority of black folks are loving, they're kind, God, are they forgiving, and they're loyal as dogs. All right. In Chicago, there are mosquitoes carrying and crickets. I can imagine. Well, down here, these motherfuckers are carrying some West Now, and crickets are just crickets. I mean, I'm a mosquito phobe, man, big time. You know, what we have a Zika, we have West Now. That are carried by mosquitoes. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. He was misunderstood. I don't know if any of you guys know about his son. They call him Dr. Farrah Gray. Um, it's I can't really say nothing about him. I mean, he does what he does. But We know why Khalid Abdul Muhammad was killed. He was down there in what was that, Atlanta, trying to make a school for self defense, and and the rest was history. Some say that he died of a stroke. I think personally he was probably poisoned because he was a threat. Uh, Dr. Mohammed had academics. He went to Ford Ford Fellowship or the Ford Foundation. That's where he got a scholarship through. Uh, Went over there to Kemet or Africa. You know, Agun. Found out history, information about the ancestors and all that good stuff, which is great, which is great. But at the same time, whenever we get to that point where hate is our primary driving force, we start losing some of that spark, man. We truly do. Not saying I hate. Listen, it's good to hate a motherfucker trying to kill your family. It's good to hate a motherfucker trying to abuse you and do you wrong. It's good to fucking hate a motherfucker that will harm your children or smack around your wife. But you can't do that 24/7. You see what I'm saying? You do that 24 fucking 7, it diminishes you. Because honestly, and let's face the reality, I know I'm gonna probably get some flack for this, but most human beings aren't wired to hate. Most human beings are wired to love. And that's why it takes so much effort to hate. Khalid wasn't producing hate though. His concern was replacing racism. Yeah. I'm not talking about Muhammad right now. I'm just talking about that young brother, that young sister, or even that white boy, or the white girl who has this hate in their heart for the other race. You know what I'm saying? The thing we forget as non-whites is it's not personal. It's just business when dealing with fact. Yes, yes. Not for Whitey. It's effortless for him. because, because you have you have some good points, you know. And this is why I was talking to I believe CI, you know. We were talking about reparations and I made the statement that we got to be crazy as hell to think something like that would pop off for a couple of reasons. For one, I don't know who all of you out there are parents. Okay, I don't know who has kids and who don't. All right, but I want to ask those right now who have kids: would you purposefully do something that would benefit your neighbor's kids and put your kids at potential disadvantage? Would that be good parenting? And I think we will all collectively say no, that would not be good parenting. So then why the fuck would you expect a motherfucker who's getting all the gravy trains for just coming out non-melanated? Why would they change that? No, seriously, why would they? What would be in their benefit to change that? I mean, we all see the historical precedents, right? And what I'm saying is that for one, not all of them are like that. Yes, it is true that all of them benefit from white supremacy or racial inferiority. They all benefit. Yeah, they can go and get up in the cop's face and not get fucking smashed like a piss ant, or some shit like that. To that, I'm just, we also know that yes, they get shot as well and all that shit. But I'm saying, you know, who's the ones calling people on the phone? Hello, police. Oh, I got a hot tip. Yeah, I see Zero over here with a barbecue and another brother, Curtis. They barbecuing and there's a meal barbecue. And then I sit in my car and watch the cops come in and start shooting people. All right. Those hateful fucking cunts like that will get their just desserts. Really, they will. But the non-hateful bastards, I shouldn't call them bastards, but the non-hateful folks, man, I mean, and you gotta be careful, and this is where it gets tricky. As we all know, not every black face is your friend, and we should also realize not every white face is your enemy. That's all I gotta say on that because and that's just real, but it's tricky, because you get with the wrong, like you get with the wrong white boy that's about shit, he gets into trouble, and I'm gonna let you guys know right now, you're gonna be the first fall guy on the list that he snitches out. Period. So if you think you're gonna be doing some crime, well, my God, what's that movie come out, guys? White Boy Rick? White Boy Rick? I think up about a drug dealer up in I guess Detroit area. But it turns out he was an FBI informant ever since he was a kid. So if you think you'll be doing dirt, like CI has said this, Cobra Moore said this, and this is true. Only white boys can do shit and get paid. You start trying to slang dope, you start trying to prostitute whores, you start trying to be a little hitman or something, your ass is gonna get swooped the fuck up. And that's reality. And I just wish that people would get on board and see that there is a better way. I hate to use this saying from the UK, but it's true. And this is pertaining to humanity. We are stronger to fucking together. We really are. Okay. We should stick with our race, brother. Hasn't been it hasn't even been 50 years since Emmett murdered whistling at a little white girl. Mm, mm, that is true. That is actual fact. He whistled at a little white girl. She went what? Writing to her daddy or somebody saying that he did something. They beat him so bad you couldn't see his face. The little guy's face was all mangled and twisted. And the people that did that, guess what? They were still outstanding citizens of their community. They mostly probably all died in their bed of old ages. So I don't want to hear no shit about karma, because I don't believe in no fucking karma. Because if karma was fucking real, then none of this shit should be popping off now, should it? But yeah, that's his mom made this funeral opening casket so the work. Yeah, I agree. Wanted host pain about relationships and family with white women as black men as well. We are all in the chat, I think. Yeah. Look, man, we can say what the fuck we want to say here. This is a safe fucking space, man. You know. But what I'm talking about, what about what about the white chick that died in Charlottesville? The wasn't that like an anti-fascist rally? She was actually out there trying to basically show her white brethren that they were wrong being racist and all, but she gets laid out, run the fuck over actually, and murdered. Why would she do that? Anybody, seriously, I'm asking the question. Why do you think she did that? Well, we know that bitch lied. The woman that accused Emmett Tills, but I'm talking about, I forget the lady's name in Charlottesville that got ran over by the supremacists. All right. I understand the anger, I understand the frustration, but I also understand reality. And reality is this: You'd be wiser to ally yourself and operate with people who have the same mindset as you than to try to operate with people who just look like you. Because the problem we run into that area is once again the economic problem. Let's say that you got 30, 40 brothers together, right? And y'all are trying to really do something. Really, really, whether build a community center or feed the poor or maybe even help out a poor or middle class family with electric bills or mortgages or car notes or whatever the case may be. I guarantee you, one of them brothers in that situation is going to basically try to sabotage it. What do they call it? Co protel, or whatever, where they basically become FBI snitches and whatever, and they'll actually do shit to make the group look crazy. What about all the blacks who died in the Tulsa, Little Wall Street, or even the marching with King, etc.? I don't condone murder, but thousands of sisters and brothers are dead and wrongfully convicted about. Yes, yes, Jagger Hoover and COINTELPRO. Zero, I listen. That is what I was talking about. What about all the blacks who have died? Yes. What about them? They died. They were murdered. Some of them brutally attacked and murdered. I mean, should we ever forget that? I say no. I say always remember that because of the fact that that is a part of our collective history. Also, not to forget, white women were raping black young teens in the 1900s and then crying rape when they were caught. The boys were murdered and convicted. Yes, it makes us resilient. And the babies were probably aborted. Listen, we all know that the sexualization of black men and women was very prevalent. In fact, when you look at and I forgot who I was talking about too, but when you look at ancient or not ancient writings, but writings like from the 1800s, pre Civil War days, they would make comments about the slaves were beautiful, they were well spoken, they were respectful, they were decent people. That's what they were writing about slaves. But then after the Civil War, all of a sudden, slaves were aggressive, they were prone to rape, they were evil, they were wicked, right? What is that? That's fear. All right. Wait, we had sex farms for crying out loud. No, hold on now, Zero. We didn't have sex farms. We were forced to be in sex farms. Absolutely. Absolutely. We were forced to be in sex farms. We had sex farms, one black male mating with 50 black women, breeding Negro babies. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And you know what? And that's when I want to smack motherfuckers in the face. Like, who's that cat? Jesse Lee Peterson talking about in the 40s and 50s, black families, you know, man, that's some bullshit. Last time I checked, Goebbels, Hitler, all those cats had mom and dads in the households. They still turn out to be pieces of fucking shit because of the fact that when we deal with hate, it does not matter about your upbringing. You know what I'm saying? Agenda Fear for Black Planet, organized by white women. Forget the name of the hand. Fear of the Black Planet. Well, that was a Public Enemy song. I remember. Our album actually, Fear of a Black Planet. You know, but think about this here, brother. I know it sounds kind of cruel, but what did we say earlier? Black man, white woman, black baby. White man, black woman, black baby. Black man, black woman, black baby. You know, I almost would say if you're really serious about curtailing and ending this racial problem, I'm gonna say, uh, sort of do a Mormon move or a Norman move. Everyone breed it up, and guess what? You don't have to worry about that nonsense. You really don't. I mean, shit. There was a certain time in day and age where what if you was in let's say that you was a guy from, let's say, the Ottoman Empire, and you were trying to date, maybe a chick from Rome. That shit wouldn't have gone down. All right. And when it comes to suffering, and this is hard for me to admit, but black folks don't have a monopoly on suffering. We don't. Everybody suffered on this planet. Granted, some tuck that shit in the corner. What I'm pissed about is, seriously, is that no one wants to give true consideration to this economic thing. The Jews never forget the Holocaust. But for some reason, when it comes to black folks, don't remember the Holocaust, bury it as if it didn't happen, and pray that you ain't the next sucker to be taken out by a cop or some other race warrior. I say we need to be just bigger proponents. Hold on. Host impossible. Right. Whites allow interracial sex today because they can control it. Blacks are less than 20% of the population of the U.S. population, right? After 500 years. True, Curtis. And that's only going by the statistics that we have. You're absolutely right. You know, less than 20% of the population, and no one sees, or apparently no one sees, the bullshit against us. You know, no one sees how cops stop other people. Like Judge Joe Brown said, and I want to say this to illustrate a point. He said in Memphis, white suspects and black suspects are arrested at the same rate. And let's just use drugs, all right? Because that's what we're talking about. Uh, that means a white boy's pulled over and he has pot in his car. Black dude pulled over and he has pot in his car. But now the funny thing with that, when it's time to go to court, somehow the white guy is exonerated, meaning that he don't even have to go to court. The black guy, though, goes to court and gets prosecuted and goes to jail. All right. And maybe I chose the wrong word, exonerated. It's just that the public defender or the public prosecuting attorney decides not to prosecute these people, whereas they do decide to prosecute um, the black guy. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm saying, Curtis, the white guy won't even go to the court. It's like the cop picks him up. All right, both of them have pot in the car, same amount, whatever. The white guy doesn't even go to trial, whereas the black guy goes to trial and then goes to prison. Yes, judge gets votes to fill the prisons to make profit. That is true. Oh, hold on, Zero. Funny that you mention it. Uh, Charlotte McNamara, all right, was the Queen Elizabeth's sister. All right. Of course, the king uh, uh, has sex with a black woman to produce her. All right. And they didn't want her running around Buckingham Palace up there, so they sent her out to the Carolinas, where there's a city named after her and a county. Okay. Like I said, pe- you know, people have been mixing forever, for a long, long time, apparently. Yes, Queen Charlotte. And, you know, The whole control thing, because you got to understand from a white militant or a white nationalist point of view, they can deal with, black folks maybe rising up, and shooting, right? But they cannot deal with black folks rising up and becoming family. Not family like, oh, come in, we love you. Oh, no. I'm talking about just having kids with either their sister or their mom or their father or their brother or cousin, whatnot. All right. Because once that happens, then all suddenly the whole racist shit falls fucking apart really, really fast. Like I said, a couple of generations. You know, I mean, in this little town I live in, you go to Walmart right now, even though it's what, 3 o'clock in the fucking morning, you go to Walmart right now. And I guarantee you're going to see like, shit, 12, 13 interracial, like babies at any one given time. If you want, I just call them humans. I'm only using this these terms just because let's to get the thoughts across. Okay. Um, when I was a kid, though, growing up, you never saw that. When I was a kid growing up, you never saw cross dressers. You never saw homosexuals like straight up like um, homosexuals just doing whatever. Because the reality is this here, out here in the sticks, these motherfuckers have a different set of rules, dude. They're definitely playing by a different handbook. Okay, and I guess what I'm ultimately saying is there are some people. Once again, there's some people they don't give a shit. They think what they think, and they're gonna do what the fuck they're gonna do. But there's always people out there. For instance, man, all the white boys that fought against the Nazis during World War II from the Allied countries, right? Why do you think they fought against the Nazis? Because honestly, the a lot of attitudes the Nazis have, it wasn't like it was a new ideal. Most people felt like that. Most people felt as if they were superior to this race or that race. They used eugenics to justify it. They used science to justify it. They used the lack of technology of brown people to justify it. But yet, boys from the cities, boys from the country, boys from in between went over and fought these psychopaths because even most of them realize is a lot of the hate-filled leaders that they had actually came to power, they personally would be worse off because a lot of white folks or so-called white folks realize what's the difference between now and 1943. The main difference is I don't got necessarily just got to look at you to determine what you are. I can come and hit you with that swab in your mouth, take it and put it in the lab. Oh my God, this guy has this and this, right? Does anyone know what this phrase, the one drop rule? One drop? One drop of black blood makes you black. See, now when people start putting that into play, you might find that shit, many of us ain't never really even met a white person for real, genetically speaking. All we've been meeting is and talking to or dealing with were just highly melanated or highly unmelanated black folks. They both like them. 32. One drop of you know. And once again, since numbers mean things, what was OJ's number again? 32. And the famous case he was involved in, wasn't there a lot of blood involved? And not only did you have a white girl, you had a Jew involved too. So, like, basically, all the so-called races there, or not all the so-called races, but white chick, Jewish guy, and black guy, almost sounds like beginning of a fucking stupid ass joke. Um, no, but in reality, though, you know, there are guys like Bill Cosby. There are guys like O.J. Simpson. Oh, and that God, I just saw that story the other night. Some football player out there, he was fondling a black waitress in the bar or something. She made a complaint, and he goes, "Oh, it couldn't have been me. I don't even date black women." Motherfuckers like that, they're ate up in the head, dude. Straight up, dude. They're ate up. Do you believe the Earth is round? Wait, do you believe the Earth is round or flat? Well, I believe the Earth is round. I mean, yeah, yeah, I believe the Earth is round. I mean, for a couple of reasons. Have I ever been outside the Earth to visually see it? It's round? No. But, I can see the sun. It's round. I can see the moon. It's round. I can see other planets. When I use my telescope at night, they're round. So why would this place be flat? Shooting in on the 32nd floor. That was a good point, Kurt. Fucking very good point, Curtis. And what is the so-called second highest degree of masonry? 32 degrees, which is a fallacy. Most folks don't realize this, but the reason why they call them degrees, because they're talking about a circle. All right, a circle has 360 degrees. So one may be like, well, why do they only stop at 33? Oh, because that's when Jesus died, when he was 33, right? But if you had any dealings with masonry, you know that they're not a Christian organization. The only reason why they say 33 is the highest degree. That's just so that the uninitiated don't realize there's degrees above that and beyond. So, I mean, it is what it is. You know, uh, um, a lot of these so-called secret societies, yes, it is a cult. A lot of these secret societies and shit, they're nothing special. They're nothing new. They're um, they're just a rehashing of the same old bullshit. You know, New York City car running over Astarians, October 10th. Is that of this year? I've heard of 42. Demetrius, what are you talking about? Like 42 levels instead of October, or no, that ain't. Yeah, that is October. 34 equals, yeah, Halloween. Fuck, fuck. Yeah, they're adding a new one each year. But just like someone mentioned in the beginning, 42. Also, 42, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Universe. It's so weird how all these numbers are just really fucking correlating today. 42 was the answer to everything, remember? The forever mind there. They finally get to it. So what's the answer to everything? 42. People just thought it was a joke. It's really not. Yes, happening in 2000. He ran over a pedestrian. Dude. Well, how about this for numbers? If you look and see the year that Israel was totally like made official, and I believe it was 1948, and most um, scholars determined that one generation's either 53 years or 72 years. All right. Well, we all know 72 years from 1948 is what? 2020. Hope you guys are seeing what I'm saying. 2020. So we don't have much time anyhow. Why do you think they brought out the red cow? Why do you think Trump made Jerusalem the recognized capital of Israel? Now that we all have, not we all, but the powers that be said that this is your capital. Now, do you think they have any problems removing that Temple of the Rock? And speaking of false flags, now don't hold this to me, okay? Now this isn't me. This is another, the heifer, uh, another individual. They suggest, and I know you guys are all aware of this term. It's called false flag. All right. This individual suggested to me on the phone. It was like a fucking 5-hour conversation, dude. That the next super big false flag is going to be so-called terrorists blowing up the Temple of the Rock. Which, look, I'm not a Muslim. I'm not. Yeah, well, no, Project Bluebeam Zero is a part of that fucking Age of Deceit shit. All right, they're gonna have the blue-eyed, blonde-haired Jesus up in the sky, ooh, or the aliens, blah blah blah. But that's all fakery, you know. Isn't that what they did in the movie Dig? Dude, this is like the second part. You know what? I'm gonna have to watch that fucking movie, man. I'm gonna have to watch that fucking movie Digs because I gotta see. Because when I talked to Mark before I had called him the other night, he was talking about that movie Dig. All right, and he's like, "Man, there's all kinds of shit in that movie." So I need to check it out. I'm very horrible about not like, dude. I mean, I got a busy ass life, man. I can't just look up every damn thing. I got a busy ass life, but I am gonna check into that. I'm gonna pull myself away from everything for a couple hours. I'm gonna sit down and watch this damn show, see what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you guys haven't seen that one show called of House of Cards with Kevin Spacey, I don't really like Kevin Spacey as an actor or nothing, but that show does break down so much, dude. It really does. It does. It shows a lot of crooked shit. All right, but I do want to touch on CERN. I really do. I think it's. I think it's very important for us all to understand what CERN is truly about. Now, most people, like Aryan Nation, wants the caliphate for the second coming. The rock in Jerusalem, also Christ coming, is calculated. Yeah, well, okay, but the only problem with that, Zero, is that we all do realize those Bible prophecies were pertaining to Israel. They were not pertaining to Christians. They were not pertaining to United States of America. They were not pertaining to fucking Europe or even the continent of Africa. They were specifically for the Jew. Now that's kind of funny that the Aryan nations, which is basically the arch enemy of the Jew, would be so fooled into wanting this. Because I agree with you on the caliphate bit and what they want to do, but would be fooled in such a degree that they would actually do that. That if it did come true, like the Bible says, it would be to their detriment that it's coming true. Because then the power of God is supposed to be on earth, right? That new city is supposed to come down with the four sides with 3 doorways representing all 12 tribes so the people can go in there, all right, and get that little medicine that they're going to need at that particular time because of the sickness. And that's that. But no Gentiles could be able to roll up in there. No non circumcised would be able to roll up in there. All right. So, you know, when we're talking about these things like hate and racism, when we look at books, so, a lot of ancient books or religious texts, the hate is already built up into the book. Just like in our language, man, like the other night when I was talking with Mark. I said, okay, so y'all want to go down this road? It leads to a dark place. And he goes, see how why you gotta be a dark place? Because I do recognize even the English language has certain racist elements. Devil food cake, black. Angel food cake, white. Little white lie, little black book. I mean, come on, man. I see the play. I see the play. So what am I saying? How can we change that? Seriously, how can we change that? We just gonna stay on this present course and maybe somebody kumbaya? No. How we change that would actually get out here and start engaging one another. Not like to be married or nothing, but engaging people and getting to know. Well, understand the new covenant and understanding Paul's plight. He addressed the seven churches, also the Hebrew nations. Okay. If we was to come, like say that everyone in the chat room right now, everyone right here in this conversation, we was to die. And let's say through the power of Krishna or whatever, we popped into existence, let's say 3,000 years from now. Okay. The Bible prophecies are definitely coming true and are unfolding. Zero, I don't agree. I do not disagree with you on that. But the Bible prophecies are coming true because of folks that are in power. Because see, the Bible prophecy says that God would bring back all the Jews out of all the different nations that they find themselves in. He didn't say nothing about the League of Nations. He didn't say anything about the United Nations. All right. Not only that, he didn't say nothing about fake Jews being the ones in the state of Israel. The folks running the president of Israel is not the Jew that was spoken of in the Bible. Dude, that's like 2,000 years from now, a straight up white boy claiming that he is a Cherokee and he wants to get Oklahoma back. Or no, better yet, white boy, blonde hair, blue eyes, Ben Netanyahu, a white boy, blue eyes, claiming he is a um, one from one of the Indian nations from the Northeast, and he wants the island of Manhattan back. All right, and these fools who are in power in this day and age says, "Fuck it, you're right. That is your land. They took it for fucking a handful of beads. You're gonna get that shit back." But but isn't there a part in the Bible that says, "Beware of false Jews, for they worship." It says, "For you are this of the synagogue of Satan." What's up, brother Furry? Yeah, I know it's 3:30 here. Yes, because and then now with that being said, the only reason why I bring that up is so that when these prophecies don't come and it's like 19 or not 19, dude, I just dated myself. It's like 2035, then what are people going to be saying? You know, the true Jews were scattered amongst the four corners of the earth. No, they weren't. Let's be real, they weren't. I mean, unless you don't consider all of North and South America and Australia part of the earth, they weren't over here. The people who were over here were cracking. I mean, okay, I know where you're going at with zero. The black Hebrew Israelites teaches us that um, the black folks that were put into chattel slavery uh, were put into slavery using the boats of the European. Okay, the translate yes on the translation, but you got to understand that happened like damn near thousands of years after Israel went down. I'm talking about the fall of Israel happened about 2,000 years ago. We ain't been in slavery for no 2,000 years. Certainly not in America. And for one, or United States of America, excuse me. And for one, I mean, we can go back to the Vikings perhaps, but for one, there was no written accountability of the people that were over here. And the reason why I say there was people over here, we have archaeological sites in this hemisphere that dates back 17, 20,000 years. The Pyramid of the Moon down in Mexico. Um, Puma Punku, I believe that's down in Chile. All right. Hell, even the Cahokia Indian burial mounds. All right. Some of those are actually older than the so-called nation of Israel. The first one, slavery was different there, where blacks on black uh, aboriginals, yeah, on black slave ships in antiquity. But were they Jewish? There's been slavery all throughout the land, all throughout the years. All right, not to the degree that we've seen in America, obviously, but I'm asking, were they Jewish? No, they were not. We were talking about the fulfillment of the so-called Jew prophecy of the second coming of Christ. All right, and don't forget, most Christians believe, right, that Christ rose again from the tomb. That means his body is no longer on earth. It actually floated up to heaven where he sits on the right hand side of God, right? Most Christians will also tell you that there's no way to God except for through Christ, right? Now, if that's true, then what about Adam? He walked with God in the Garden of Eden. All right. What about Moses? He spoke to God on Mount Zion. Oh no, well, Jesus is supposed to be on his way. That's why all that happened, right? Well, what about that one old boy that God said, I forget his name. He actually brought him up. Elijah. Yeah, I think that's him. He actually brought him up to heaven and he said, "This man is my friend." All right. The King James and 13 other wrote that Bible. Yes. And don't forget that King James was such a vicious homosexual. He even had his own mama killed. All right. I mean, yes, the King James Bible, King James was a homosexual. And a lot of people, if you actually talk to an honest historian, they're going to tell you, oh, well, sexuality was really fluid back then. The fuck you say? They knew that fucking sticking a dick in a dude was just as fucked up back then as it is today. All right. So it wasn't that fluid. It's just that, he had the power. He was fucking Lord Buckingham. That's where you get Buckingham Palace. So that's what it is. You know, the thing about it is, once again, I have zero problem with anybody worshiping a jelly donut or whatever. I don't care. But the moment your religion starts saying that you're better than everybody and that you have the right to kill and enslave people, that's where I have to say, fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. You know, we have we have the ability nowadays, all right, to carbon date stuff. I mean, I know a lot of people don't want to subscribe to science. Okay, I get it because it's unpleasant. A lot of things we find in science. Wait, thousands. Wait, 400 religions, but mine is right. Basically, the thing about it is, religion can be a great tool. Okay, because I'm not going to sit up here and shit on nobody's belief, except for when your belief says that you got to kill me if I don't go along with your bullshit. All right. When I see a grieving mom or a grieving loved one and someone's going into that ground, dude, I feel for those people. And I understand why they're reaching out the way to reach out. And I don't see nothing wrong with that. It's a perfect coping mechanism. But whenever we take this perfect coping mechanism and we turn it and twist it into fucking a tool for destruction, man, that's bullshit, dude. Then it all becomes lies and it all becomes debase. It all becomes power and it all becomes abusing those without the power. Now, the 12 tribes were scattered from the four corners. I speak the four cardinals directions: north, east, west, and south. Control mechanics, fear, yes. Power is in you. Like say it. Yep. That's true, Frank. It's fucking true. Yeah, but zero, once again, the reality is that these people said the nation of Israel would be restored again. Boom. It happened. It is restored again. You can see prophecy being fulfilled. Now, it's a little early to determine whether this fulfillment is coming through God or is it coming through man. You know what I'm saying? Because the last time I checked, when God decided to make the earth, he didn't consult the League of Nations. He did not consult the UN. He did not consult United States. He just made the earth. When he decided to flood the earth, he didn't consult the UN. He didn't do shit. He just made it happen. Now, when we talk about all the Jews coming back home, and I talked to Deacon Asa. All right, dude, that man has such an energy about him. Now you're saying all the Jews are in Israel right now, but I'm saying there's plenty of brothers, Black Hebrew Israelites, right over here in America right now today. They keep the laws. They keep the holy festivals. They're Jewish and they're in America. So obviously, even on that note, now all the Jews are back in Israel. All right. So why am I saying I'm saying this? There is a deception coming down the pike, a huge deception that most of us are very ill. I mean, for goodness sakes, we have uh, we have people in Las Vegas out there believing Michael Blaine and Chris Angel and them are really doing magic. All right. I mean, let's be honest. Are people easily fooled? I say yes, we are. You know, you see a motherfucker flying around, levitating and shit. You don't see no wires. Oh my god, that's magic. Ooh. All right. And we live in a technology. We live in a civilization with, somewhat, advanced technology. Antichrist, false prophet. Well, funny thing you say Antichrist. People called Napoleon the Antichrist. Motherfuckers called Hitler the Antichrist. Hell, even when Barack Obama was in office, they were calling him Antichrist. You know? So I guess really what we need to determine, what is the true Antichrist? You know? Is he opposite in Jesus in every way? You know what I'm saying? Because I personally believe that Adam and Eve were black. That means that all their descendants were black. But then you come to that situation in that model. If Adam and Eve were black, then where did all the other races come from? Because it takes millions of years to quote unquote evolve into different species. Now, either we're wrong with the evolution bit, we're wrong with the creation bit, or we're wrong with both of them, or it's a mixture of the two. Like four choices we have there. At a certain point in time, man, seriously, unless you're a historian, how the fuck is that putting food on your table? Seriously. At a certain point in time, you know, when it's all this academic, you know, yes. Wait, there are two types of energies, negative and positive. The Antichrist is anyone who denies that Christ isn't Christ, is that simple root word anti. Okay, I got you. Mark said there's gonna use us. Oh yeah, they're going to use that hologram for the Jesus move. Whenever you're anti, you're against. Yeah, but let me ask you this: if you could be antichrist, is it possible? for an antichrist person to be Christ-like as well? In other words, um, like how people, I'm just using Hitler just for example, okay? When Hitler was coming up, one of his uh, mentors kept referring to him as the savior, the messiah of the German people, okay? So now we have a situation where, okay, you have the German people looking at this man as their messiah. Now you have the folks in America looking at him as the antichrist. Now, don't you see where I'm going at? Now think about this for 1 second. Where is Vatican located? The Vatican is located inside of the nation state, or the nation rather, of Italy. The Vatican itself is a nation state within this larger nation. Now, during World War II, you had Hitler, who was the Messiah for the Germans. You had Mussolini, who was an ally to Hitler and basically the dictator of Italy. And you had Pope in the Vatican. Did the Pope leave the Vatican during World War II? No. Did the Pope take pictures of himself with Adolf Hitler during World War II? Yes. Are there pictures of Catholic bishops and cardinals giving the Zig Heil during World War II? Yes. So once again, if it wasn't for the Jewish death during World War II, then you would never had the 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 basically the energy or the need to make the nation of Israel. It's almost as if all those Jews that died during World War II was a massive bloodletting ritual designed to move the powers that be in the Western world to slice out that piece of Israel to start making this prophecy come true. All right. Yes, but the false fake images like the wolf in the sleep show. Well, that's a good point. That's a good point, Zero. Speaking on that onto that point, in most of our minds, and I'm going to be totally honest, it wasn't until I got older and actually researched shit myself. But most of us in our minds, when we think of Jesus, we got the wrong individual already. Like I said, if we could go into the future, like 2,000 years, right? And we can look back, would it be would it be correct if they portrayed Donald Trump as an Asian man and Barack Obama was a white guy and Hitler was a black man? You know what I'm saying? I mean, because images do matter. Because if you think I'm lying, look how pissed off these motherfuckers got when you had that black chick in that Thor movie playing the Valkyrie, and you had oh my God, Heimdall, that brother playing Heimdall. You know, they got pissed off them motherfuckers. Why the fuck are these motherfuckers in our movie? But no one gets upset when how can you have a guy out in the middle of the desert knowing you have so much of suntan? And you know how everyone's all hip with Jesus' name is Yahshua and Yahweh and all this shit? What was his disciples' name? I mean, I know it wasn't Paul, wasn't Matthew, wasn't James, wasn't none of that. Those ain't Hebrew names. Also, what was his earthly father's name? Joseph? What was his name in that language? See, it's so deep now, we don't even know who the fuck these people's names are. We don't. We're using shit that's just literally been handed down to us. It describes Christ. Give me a second. Okay. Oh, yeah, I know the description of Christ. He has red eyes. All right. He has curly white hair, not black hair, but curly white. He has skin that is burnt, like bronze, I believe, or copper. All right. You got to understand. And Demetrius, they went crazy too in Europe when they had King Arthur played by a black dude, right? Which is so funny because think about it. Back after the fall of the Romans and shit during that time, there were black like lords and shit in Europe. In fact, uh, there's a famous poultry, I believe in Austria, of a black night. And think about that. The word night, that's darkness, remember? Right? What's behind me? Night, darkness. My skin? So a lot of those so called knights were brothers in Europe back in the day, but they ain't gonna tell you that. Hell, even the Vatican got the depiction of the black Madonna and Jesus. All right, we gotta understand this race shit hit like in what 16 something, the 1600. That's when all this whitewashing started happening. That's when they ran down to Egypt and every black face they saw on the wall, they chiseled that shit out or bleached that mural. Daniels, King. His holy body was like a barley. His face was the appearance of lightning. His eyes as lamps of fire. And his arms and feet were in the color of brass. Yep. Example, black equals pale white. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, and I hope that we don't ever lose sight of this, whether we've been lied to, whether we've been given the absolute unequivocal truth, which is hasn't, it's not the case. We should always rely on critical thinking, rational and logical thinking. You know, whenever you're getting conned, whenever you're about ready to get conned, or you're about ready to, trick a girl out of her pussy, you're gonna make up a fantastic lie. So she'll be preoccupied with these lies to see you making those moves. All right, I'm talking about Bill Cosby move. You know, would you like a pudding pop? Knock the bitch out. I'm not talking about that. His body was like, yeah, color, polished brass, and the voice of his word was like a double-edged sword. Oh yeah, listen, I am not denying that God is real. But listen to the words I'm saying. God is real. Israel, like the nation, but that's irrelevant. The point is what I'm trying to say is that once again, using logic or reason, we can overcome this shit. But we're just gonna acquiesce to superstition and tradition, well, then we're gonna continue to get the same bullshit we always got. That's the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. That'll be like me taking this lighter, fucking putting it over my hand, burning the shit out of myself. I keep on doing this, and I'm like, you know what? This time's gonna be different, guys. Boom. It's not. We already see the state that we're in. And we got to this state because we keep repeating the same fucking bad moves. I'm saying it's wait, polished brass, but think about it. They post a white Christ. They lied to those Catholic priests. And consider this. This straight up consider this. I take you hostage. I kill your mom. I kill your dad. I rape your woman before she's your wife. I beat your ass and make you work all day. I fucking beat your children, probably do whatever the fuck I want to do with them. And then, after I do all that shit, that wicked, evil shit, put your ass in what, breeding farms? I do all this wicked, evil shit, give you shitty shoes, shitty clothes, shitty food. I do all this shit. But at the end of the day, I'm going to give you a good religion. You see the cognitive disconnect? I'm going to treat you like shit. Put your ass on a boat. If you survive the transatlantic passage, okay. Once you hit the fucking beach, work your ass to the fucking core. But I'm going to give you a good religion. I won't even give you a decent pair of shoes, I won't really even give you true freedom, but I'm going to give you a good religion. When I thought about that thought, everything started clicking in. Everything started clicking in. You know, that's why Emmett Tills died. All right. That's why Trayvon died. Okay. Because nothing has fundamentally changed. You see, we're still going down the same twisted road that this leads to circles of destruction, anger, frustration, and revenge. That's where we've been at. We've just been going around in fucking circles. So, hold on. ISIS, Emerald Hell is the name of the creator. Israel is Ram Murrah. ISIS. Man, Frank, you're a knowledgeable feller, dude. Straight up, dude. You got a lot of wisdom. But the thing about it, we have to start sharing it with our brothers and sisters. Good religion and book. Oh yeah. Death if you ready, anything but this religion book I give you. I mean, look, I know it's a hard pill for us to swallow, you know. Uh-oh. I hear somebody yelling, some tweakers out here. Damn, that's fucked up. Anyhow, but what I'm saying is this here. I know it's a tough pill to swallow. All right. But God has given us all brains for a reason. You know, he, what the fuck, dude? I hear these motherfuckers. Hold on one second, guys. I'll be right back. I just hate hearing motherfuckers fighting bullshit. Well, I'm trying to do a damn show. Sorry, guys. Hate to tell you this, but yeah, the cops are probably gonna be. You guys gotta probably be hearing fucking sirens here pretty damn soon. I'm hearing women up there whimpering and crying, dudes all yelling and shit. Let's talk about Oregon. Yes, yes, let's do. That's not, man. That shit's depressing. I want to go to sleep with good dreams. Well, we'll leave it on a high note, dude. I promise you guys that I would leave the show on a high note. But I believe what Zero said is so true about the Oregon uh, stealing shit. Because man, everything's just going nuts around here. Because I think that will open our eyes up to what's going on in Chicago and other places. You know, it's not just Chicago. You know, they're still in fucking organs over there um, in China as well. You know, not necessarily black folks. You know, over here, you all should know that a black male organ is $10,000 more than others. Okay, these people want. What the hell? I think they're like up in this area. They're up there. Whatever, dude. I mean, that cops ain't coming here. They're going over there to Tweaky land. And you're like, well, then why the fuck are you up so late? Well, because I sleep in. I don't typically start my day till about 2 or 3 in the afternoon. So yeah, that's where I'm at. But the organ stealing shit is real. People don't, a lot of our brothers and sisters after they get back from that what's that shit? The autopsy where they catch you in the why? Who checks their organs? Who open that gut up and pull that bag out and make sure the spleen's there, the heart's there, the lungs and shit. Nobody does, man. That's why they got him. All right. I think that's a horrible practice. Fucking inhuman as fuck. And riddle me this, and please, guys, verify this. Don't just take my word for it. How the fuck could David Rockefeller have like 7 open heart surgeries? Or heart transplants, rather. 7 times he went to the fucking deal before he died. He's dead now. But 7 times he was able to get a heart when he needed it. And most motherfuckers can't even get it once. See, we better open up our minds and get fucking with it. Get our heads out of the fucking sand. These people are on some other shit, guys. Straight other fucking shit. And it's truly like this. Either we come together. I know it sounds like kumbaya shit. Either we come together, reconcile some shit, or we don't. Or we don't. That's well within our rights. And we all just hang separately. That's it. Because, look, you have elites over here, you have Jews over here, you have Arabs over here, you have the bourgeois over there, you have supremacists and nationalists over there, and none of these motherfuckers give a fuck about you. Seriously. So, what's the solution? Keep on keeping on? No try anything different? Because if that's the fucking solution, is that the answer that you all collectively say, you know, this is a democracy. At least in here, actually, we live in a republic, but this is democracy. Now I'm telling you, you're not going to get any results that has not already transpired. You do the same thing and you expect different results. That's fucking sanity. Insanity. Yes, the boule. The boo all day. The same color, folks. That's right. Uh, the boys or Survey. I think it was Survey. I had to get that magazine. I'm gonna track that magazine down, and I'm gonna do a show. You know how I do it with the camera facing and shit. I'm gonna do a show, and I'm gonna show you all of those so-called successful black folks. All right, and then we'll not track them down like we're not gonna what's that dock them or nothing like that. I'm not saying that, but we'll see if they have any like political ideologies, or we'll see if they have any videos anywhere, and we'll see what the fuck these people are talking about. Because I guarantee you that the spill they're going to give most of you guys is straight up. I done it, and you can do it too. Just bootstrap yourself. But what if you don't have bootstraps? What if you only have flip flops? What if you only have bare feet? How are you gonna pull up your fucking bootstraps then? See, that's why money is so damn important. Because, see, with that money, people are underneath the impression as if the laws don't apply to them. But it does. The laws still apply. It's just that most of the time when you have money, of course, you won't be prosecuted for your little infractions. We're going to have to get to a point, man, where we understand it's basically us against them. And what I mean by us, human beings who just want to live our fucking lives. You don't want no bullshit. You know, just raise our family, make our food, pay our bills, and go on. Check out Steve Coakley. Broke it all down for a religious breakdown. Ex pastor Ray Higgins. Ray Higgins, Ray Higgins, Ray. I think I might have reached out to Ray Higgins, actually. Now, I know Steve Coakley, I know he has passed away. But I think I actually didn't Ray Higgins found the little African um, culture center or community? Because if so, I did reach out to him, and I may actually be getting him on the show. I've talked to one of his people because it was a preacher. He was a Christian pastor, and he turned into like a spiritualist guy. So my whole point is this: I know there's a lot of people out there that are atheists or theists or agnostic or whatever. Jeez. I don't understand how you guys like make it through life not having any type of spirituality. I mean, I just find that that's really bizarre. But once again, I'm not knocking atheists or no shit like that. But I know I personally couldn't do it because there's been so much shit in my life that I know, I had to fall on something. Folks are waking up. Yeah, yeah, we're waking up from the fire into the white hot pan, for sure. And that's sad because, think about this, man. And this is really a gut checking deal. If this racial thing was truly the powers in your true power, well, thank you, brother. This is a gut question. I'm asking all my brothers out there. If this race thing was reversed and it was black folks on top, white folks on bottom, in your hearts of hearts, brothers, would you do anything to really try to change that? Oh yeah, they'll start playing when the sickness comes. But the thing, the only reason why I ask that question is that as long as we buy into this, not buy in, no, 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 I'm not that stupid. Let's keep it on the real. As long as a lot of this racist bullshit is forced upon us, and then some of us internalize it, like I don't know why, but when I saw Reverend Jesse Lee Peterson, okay, his little show, all right, Jesus, this guy. I don't. Hopefully, it's an act. Well, really, I don't hope it's an act. It's a horrible act if it is. But the way he comes across, dude, sort of like the character on the Boondocks, Uncle Ruckus, but like for real, a real life Uncle Ruckus. All right, people like that, you almost have to pity them. Now, just hear me out before you like pity him. Fuck him. The reason why I say you gotta pity him because no matter how rich he is, no matter how intelligent he is, he still has all this self hate. And I'm sorry if you cannot love yourself, dude. You can't love your wife. You can't love your kids. You can't love your community. I love myself. I love my skin. I do. It's beautiful. Dude, I'm fucking damn near 50 goddamn years old. I'm not all fucking, shit, all fucked up. I see some of the guys I went to school with, dude, they look like old ass fucking men. This is melanin keeping me young. You know what I'm saying? Or at least young ish. You know what I'm saying? But not to say that you shouldn't love the skin you're in. Whatever skin you find yourself in, you should love this shit. You know what I mean? Because you can, look, I use this right here. to put crown molding on. All right. And I cut it with a saw. All right. Scientifically speaking, the atoms in here comprise the same molecules in here. But I can't possess this metal. I can't possess this computer or the cigarette or whatever. But I can possess this body and do amazing things with it. Oh, so you're going on 2+ hours. Yeah, yeah. I mean, about another hour, the sun's gonna be popping up. That's east, west, north, south. Yeah, yeah. You're almost 50. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. You know, I just turned 46 last month. All right. Now, I know 72 was an awesome year. Um, the thing about it, in these fucking 46 years on this mud ball we call Earth, I've learned fucking more about this mad fucking world in the past 18 months than I've learned in the whole 46 years of being on this motherfucker. Straight up. A lot of it's through once again, you deal with professional and talk to highly educated people, that shit rubs off, intellectually speaking. But you know, the thing about it is, it's not so much how much you know, it's what the fuck you're gonna do with what you know. And me myself, I want to share. I want to share as much I humanly can, and I want to bring on people who are quality, so that like Professor Griff said when he was on the show. You know, I'm not into opinions. I'm not into hyperbole. He's into facts. He's into stating for the record, and I admire that about Griff. I truly do, because he's on point. That's why when you look at him or you listen to him, you're like, my God, this man's brilliant. It's not. So, I'm not okay now. No disrespect to Griff at all. It's not so much that he's brilliant. It's that he's smart enough never to talk about anything he's not 100% sure of. So therefore, every time you see him or hear him, it's always on point. Well, that's how we need to be in our own lives. Each and every last one of us. What would it look like me talking about astrophysics and I don't even have a fucking clue? It makes about as much sense as me talking about, I don't know, something I really don't know shit about. Um, hmm. It'd be like me talking about diving underwater, being an actual underwater diver. I don't know shit. I've never done that before. Or skydiving. I've never done that shit before. So how can I talk on that shit? And the moment I do start talking about that shit, anybody in those communities will know this motherfucker's full of shit. That's why I have zero problem with saying I am ignorant. And I look at ignorance different than stupidity, okay? I'm only ignorant because I have not been exposed to that information to make a rational, complete decision. I'm ignorant because a lot of things, and you are too, by the way, folks, a lot of things have been hidden from us. A lot of vital information. A lot of you guys don't even know there's ruins in Zimbabwe. All right, ruins like that. You can see machine marks on them. You can see that these were not just chiseled with some sort of copper chisel on a rock. These were actually milled in some fashion. Okay. The archaeologists went to Zimbabwe, totally decimated the sites, desecrated it rather, not decimate, desecrated it, and said that, you know, the native peoples cannot have built that. No. But once again, no one questions the cathedrals of Europe. No one questions the skyscrapers all the way around the world. Like we're the only ones who ever had pneumatic tools. We're the only ones who ever had hydraulic tools. We're the only ones who ever had diamond tip tools. Because listen, guys, and this, maybe I'm getting catatonic because I'm fucking sleepy as fuck now, but listen to this. Name me one fucking thing that's on this planet right now that hasn't always been here since the beginning of time. This shit was trapped in the farm of oil. This shit was trapped in the farm of ore and had to be melted down and refined and computer components. Same thing with this oil and plastic. Actually, when I'm looking around, I've seen a lot of fucking oil products, a lot of plastic. Okay. The only thing new on earth, the only thing new is the spirit that I'm talking to out there and the spirit that's talking to you. The rest of this body, some of the water molecules in my body right now, fucking Caesar could have drunk it thousands of years ago. Some of the water, some of the bones and stuff, the calcium, could have belonged to another animal. And when I ate that animal, I consumed it and it became a part of me. All right. This body's literally been here on this earth, but not the soul that's within the body. This is why you should not practice lying on your entire life will become a lie. Now you're lost, confused, searching for directions. Yep. Hint, looking for a catch, you can have more women just by being upfront. Yeah. Yes. Yes, Frank. Listen, guys, I want to say this loud and clear. You know, I, and I am going to bring out a relation series, but this is so true. And Frank is bringing it out. You will get more pussy by having confidence. And let's break this down. Confidence is being able to say, look, this lighter's fucking white when everyone else is saying it's green or whatever. Lying is a form of weakness. Straight up. The reason why you lie is you fear that you're going to be punished. Or you fear that somebody won't give you something unless you con them out of it. That's why women, if you ever see a woman with like kind of like a broke guy, out of shape, maybe not attracted by your standards, that's not because you got some fucked up standards. That motherfucker got that fine ass chick because he's confident. When he saw that female, he knew he could get that female and he acted accordingly. See, anybody can detect a coward, all right? Anybody can detect someone who's disingenuous or at least talking bullshit that they don't really believe. The beautiful thing, and, and trust me, guys, my childhood was far from fucking ideal. All right, I wasn't abused or no shit like that, but just where I grew up at and who I was, it wasn't like the best. Okay, but the moment that you hit this like understanding that you know what, I'm gonna stand on what the fuck I'm gonna stand on and fuck everybody else. Once you start having that attitude, dude, you'll be shocked at how your world fucking change. Brothers, sisters, and well, not so much the chicks, because this is kind of a man thing. You'll be shocked, brothers, how your world will change. You know, as they say in the rap game, real recognize real. All right. If I see that you're a real motherfucker and you really stand, even if I don't agree on what the fuck you're standing on, at least you're strong enough to stand on it, dude. I'm gonna give you respect. But I can never get no punk ass, lying, pussy ass, bitch ass dude any respect. Seriously, you can't. Because that weakness cannot be rewarded. In other words, I don't know if you guys ever heard this term, cuckold, cuck. A cuck is a guy, and that's C-U-C-K, cuck, is a guy that his old lady can go out and step out a relationship on him, and he will still be with her. He will still stay with her. He won't leave. Most real brothers ain't gonna fuck around with a dude like that. For one, we're gonna sense the weakness of this dude. He's not right, you know. And honestly, brothers, if you're with a female and she cheats on you, do not tolerate that. You get your happy ass up and you walk the fuck out the house. You don't hit her. No, no, no. You don't belittle her. You just simply leave. if it's possible. Now, if you have children and shit, you got to figure that one out. But I'm just saying this on a relationship. I always say STO one be you be happy, be real, be loyal to yourself. This way, it can be expressed to yes. Practice fucked up once. It shows in every step you take. Folks wonder why things are bad. What's up, Righteous Philly? Never step down to a woman emotional. Fucking right, brother. Fucking right. You don't. Listen, and I'm gonna say it like this, brothers, because we all in here, we all know what time it is. And I've asked women this before, and they always laugh when I ask them. I'll be like, "Hey, sister, look, I'm just curious," and this is I'm gonna say it as if my phone's a woman here. I'll be like, "Hey, sister, just out of curiosity, I was talking to my homie over here, and we were talking about women and men. What do women really look for in a man? Uh, would you be honest if you was with a weak man, would you really want him to, mate with you, come on you, come in you?" And they look at me and they're like, "Hell to the fuck no." Think about it, guys. If you was a female, all right, her strength is her weakness. And unfortunately, your weakness is your strength. That's why when you come together, you complement each other, damn it. Now, good and well, if you're going to sit here and be with a woman, you're going to be like, "Oh, baby, can we please have sex?" Now, I'm not saying, "Hey, baby, take this drink." She's nodding the fuck out and you take her. No. Or rape her. No. But be bold. Be like, "Come on, baby. Get up off that TV. Let's go in here and make some love." And just do it. There's nothing wrong with being bold. In fact, women want that. Women enjoy a confident man. That's why confidence is key. Confidence is the external expression of inner peace. Because if you do not have inner peace, you cannot be confident because you're always, "Oh my God, something's gonna happen. Oh my God." But if you have that inner peace, you can walk right through the craziest town. You can go through the hardest hood. You can go through the shadiest fucking desert with your head up high because you're confident. And everybody likes a confident motherfucker. Everybody does. Unless you're just a confident asshole, fucking douchebag dickhead. Well, then, yeah, that's kind of different. But, and once again, guys, no one's born this way. No man is born this way. Everybody comes out weak, but only through practicing confidence, practicing being, an alpha guy. That's how you avoid being a little beta fucking chump. And there's so many betas out here, dude. You know, it disgusts me. Hey, baby, good morning. Just me and the boys sitting around talking. Good night, good morning. Love you, sweetie. I hope you get some sleep there. But like I was saying, real men are needed in this time right now. We can ill afford cowards anymore. And I ain't talking about a guy that just, wants to beat up people. No, I'm talking about emotional coward, a fucking coward that don't want to accept the facts of reality, a coward that don't want to accept history. We, the, like someone said in the chat room earlier, man, Dick Gregory done warned us. Recess is over, guys. These motherfuckers are making some big ass move, like 4,000 miles that away. That's going to affect everybody. And and the thing is, if we don't come together, we do not come to fucking together, man. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. you know, because I just hate to see all this wasted potential, I guess. I hate to see my fellow human beings suffering in their minds. And don't get me wrong, in the streets, yes, fuck yeah, but more so in the fucking mind. Pisses me off because there's no reason for it. All right. Some bitch, this is going on like 2.5 hours, folks. I hope you join me tomorrow at the same time. I'm gonna put together a real program, and we're gonna go. We're gonna go deep into a lot of these subjects. We're gonna go deep into this political thing. We're gonna go deep into the religious thing and the racial thing, and maybe together we will find a true solution. So as always, you know, I'm gonna ask you. I want to tell you rather. Thank you all for watching, and please be kinder to each other. Peace, brothers.